Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann on this Tuesday, about to break down some fantasy baseball. But first things first, we have got to break down Steve Aoki's first pitch yesterday. The worst first pitch I have ever seen. Even worse, yes, than 50 Cent's first pitch at Citi Field. What's your hot take?
I think he meant to do it.
What?
I think he meant to throw it over the net as a marketing employee. I mean, people were still talking about 50 Cent's bad pitch.
That was not on purpose.
50 Cent's wasn't on purpose. Aoki? I think it's on purpose.
You really think maybe he just got a little excited or...
You don't throw the ball 30 feet high and 30 feet past the catcher without being on purpose.
I hate that, though. I hate that because
now we're talking about it because it worked.
It did work. Mission accomplished, if true. Also, that is a time-honored tradition. Take a little pride in the fact that you're throwing out a first pitch. Come on.
Yes, I agree.
I mean...
My pride would get in the way where I wouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
Like, I would want to throw a decent first pitch.
I have to throw a strike in this situation. Or...
The other thing, though, is that because you're on the mound and it goes down, like, I think they tell you to try and throw up a little bit.
Right, but don't they also tell you, they usually try to get the person who's throwing the first pitch to not use the mound, right? They're like, maybe try here first because people go in there and overestimate. It actually is pretty far.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you're not used to it, you're like, whoa, okay.
If you don't know how to throw a baseball, you're not going to throw it that far.
So, note to us, if we ever get asked for a first pitch, we will take a lot of pride in it. We will prepare. At least I will. I gotta practice.
If I can get other shows to talk about it, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just flip it right now.
If they'll talk about the On Deck podcast, maybe they'll tune in.
Exactly.
Hey, maybe that's our ploy. Maybe at your softball game tonight, get a little first pitch action, get a viral video going. There we go. Everyone's talking about the On Deck podcast Wednesday morning. Maybe not. All right. So let's get to our starting pitchers for today. Nice. Forget about Steve Aoki. We're talking starting pitching in
But let us know what
baseball.
You think.
Please do. Let us know in the comments if you think that was a marketing ploy or if you just think maybe Tyler's a little jaded. We live close to LA, right? We live close to LA.
We are.
We're used to that kind of PR stunts happening close by.
That's true.
So, yeah, let's get a look at our chalk report with our high-owned pitchers for today. Toronto righty Jose Berrios going up against the Mariners. He's 40% owned in both FanDuel and DraftKings. He's LineStar's top projected pitcher for today, so we can see why everyone's buying in on him for today. 5.82 ERA. Has given up 5 or more runs the past 2 starts, just 4 strikeouts between those 2 starts. He's kind of had a bit of a surprising start to the season, considering this was a guy who was considered one of the most reliable pitchers over the last couple of years. So, I don't know, maybe he just hasn't found it yet, and decent matchup today against the Mariners, who are 18th in average.
Yeah, one thing that I did notice is that, so he did have those last 2 bad outings, but his FIP over the last 5 games is only 3.97, which is around the area that he's been the last 20 starts. So he hasn't been a dramatically different pitcher. However, his K rate is down 11% this year to last year. So last year he had 26%. This year he's at 15%. And the combined K rate today is only 18%. So that is my biggest cause for concern with him is
the strikeout rate.
Not striking out guys like he used to.
I did see that he spoke about I think his last start was actually against the Yankees, and he did say that even though, he got hit really hard by the Yankees, he said his stuff felt better and that he was improving and that he was working a lot with some of his secondary pitches. So maybe we'll see him turn to that a little bit today.
Yeah, so maybe he's just having some issues with his stuff right now.
Do you still go with him against the Mariners today?
He's really cheap for the quality pitcher that he is. However, the Mariners aren't bad either. They are 8th best in WRC+. But with his salary, I wouldn't really be shying away too much. Pretty much all the pitchers on this slate have some warts on them. Like nobody is great. So you may kind of be stuck with them a little bit.
So the price is right for Berrios.
Price is right.
Unlike Michelob Ultras at the PGA Championship week. $18.
$18
Oh, man. All right,
water.
well, maybe we'll find some better value with A's right-handed pitcher, James Caprillion, going up against the Twins. 38% owned on DraftKings, 22% on FanDuel. It's got a sub-5 ERA last time out versus the Detroit Tigers. Gave up 2 runs off 3 hits, 3 walks, just 1 strikeout. Last time against the Twins, though, he did have 7 strikeouts. So what do you like about his matchup for today?
Yeah, he was great against the Twins. That was like 10 days ago or so. He's a decent pitcher, 4.68 FIP, 18% K rate. However, that is 6% lower than his career average, which is 24%. Combined K rate today, like right around 21%. It's a decent option. Another one where the price is largely driving this. The total in the game is also low, which is, bringing more people there, obviously.
All right, so might be a decent option. How about
it's okay.
Just okay.
That's how everybody
just
is today.
Meh kind of.
Totally. Pitching today, it's just meh.
All right. Well, there you have it. Is Dylan Bundy meh, or is he not meh? Versus the A's, 35% on DraftKings, 8% on FanDuel. Now he's back after testing positive for COVID 12 days ago. Now his last outing at Baltimore might have been around that same time.
After that game.
And he got absolutely shelled in that game.
After that game is when he tested positive.
So maybe
I think he did it on purpose.
He's
like, come on, give me some COVID. That was terrible.
That was terrible. I need an excuse for that performance. Because prior to that, he had a 2.95 ERA. So he was doing well. Will we see the Dylan Bundy pre-COVID form today?
I mean, last time we talked about him, and he has been such a hit or miss pitcher where he's had seasons or stretches where he's been great, and then he's just been awful, and he's been going back and forth with that. This season, we've seen good Dylan Bundy until last start, but he still does have a 4-point FIP, so he's still, even with that last blow-up, still been decent. The combined K rate is 22%, and Oakland's offense is awful. It's the worst in the league, and they strike out a lot. So,
hey, favorable matchup, take the chance, right?
That's kind of where I'm thinking, a little bit less owned than the other guys, too. So.
Now let's take a look at our low-owned pitchers for today. We're going to start off with Pirates righty JT Brubaker versus the Cubs. Now, he's only 6% owned on DraftKings, just 2% owned on FanDuel. His ERA, 5.34, not that attractive, but he hasn't given up more than 2 runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. That high ERA could be due to kind of the rough start that he had, but he's been pretty good as of late. What do you like from him in his matchup today?
Yeah, I mean, he has a 3.93 FIP over his last 5, so he's right along with all the high-owned guys right now.
Nice.
But he has a 26.8% K rate over the last 5, so much better than those, higher-owned guys. And he is
play here.
He's going against the Cubs, who has been average versus righties, and they are striking out 25%. The one thing I would like to say, though, over his last 5 starts, he's only averaging 72.8 pitches. One of them, however, is because he had the flu and he only went 44 pitches. So that definitely is bringing down his average. And then they have let him go 94 pitches in the season. So he could get there if he's pitching well.
All right. So good play there. How about Giants righty Alex Cobb going up against the Rockies today? Bold strategy going for a pitcher at Coors Field, but I'm not mad about it.
See how it works out, Cotton.
Not mad about it. 3.98 ERA, solid past 2 starts, not giving up more than 2 runs. Strikeout potential is there, as we saw against your Padres. He had 10 strikeouts. So
Always looking for the troll.
you did say, bold strategy. We'll see if it pays off.
It is a bold strategy. It's in Coors, so it's obviously risky, but he is a ground ball pitcher. So he essentially just makes the hitters hit ground balls, keeps the ball down. The wind is coming in today, so if one does get lifted, maybe it doesn't go quite as far. But he also has the lowest FIP on the slate, 2.29 over the last 5, 2.8 over the last 20, 31% K rate over the last 5 starts. Over the last 20, he is at like 25, so that K rate may be up a little bit right now. But the combined K rate today is high, 25%. He's also priced-wise right around the other guys, but nobody's going there. It's risky, but we'll see how it plays out.
I like it. I'm liking your value plays today.
Yep. I'm thinking that today is probably a day to get away from some of the higher-owned guys at pitching.
On a meh day of pitching.
Yeah.
We got to find some. What's the opposite of meh? Yeah?
I guess so.
Meh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to some I'm so weird. Okay, I'm going to continue with our high-owned stacks. Let's start off with the Giants at the Rockies. No surprise here. People are going to Coors Field. It's the righty Chad Kuhl on the mound for the Rockies. 2.88 ERA, 189 average. So he's actually been pretty good.
Yeah.
Although he is coming off one of his worst outings where he gave up 5 earned runs in 4 2/3. He still had 8 strikeouts in that one, though.
Yeah.
So what do you think is so attractive to people about the Giants today? Aside from, is it just the Coors Field effect?
I think it's the Coors Field effect because he's been a decent pitcher, 3.5 FIP, 2.88 ERA. The one thing that I would say is that on his career, though, he hasn't been as good as he's been this year. On his career, 4.5 FIP and like a 4.3 ERA. So much worse than this year. The other thing is Kuhl's actually been better at home. He has about a 4-point ERA at home, 4.6 on the road. So it
Better
being in
ERA
Coors
at
hasn't
home.
cared. Yeah. And the one thing, though, is the Giants do have 5 guys that hit righties really hard, and they're a top 10 offense versus righties. So the fact that they're in Coors and they're facing a righty is probably why everybody's going there. But Kuhl's been decent.
So would you personally shy away from Giants in this matchup?
I would not be totally fading them.
Okay.
I think they could definitely get there. Today could be a good day, though, to fade the Coors hitters.
All right. Good point there. Let's take a look at the Yankees going up against the Orioles. Righty Spencer Watkins. Watkins is actually LineStar's lowest projected pitcher on the main slate for today.
For
Quite
good reason.
simply, batters are crushing him.
Yes.
So it could be a long day for poor Spencer going up against the Yankees bats that I think every pitcher's nightmare right now.
And not only are they crushing him, but specifically righties, which doesn't bode well going against the Yankees.
Yeah.
Righties are hitting .337 against him. He's also given up most of his home runs to righties. He's given up 2 home runs per 9. He has almost a 6 FIP. And Yankees are on fire, and they have a lot of good righties with power.
Probably going to be a little pricey, though. They're like the
They will
Michelob
be.
Ultra at the PGA Championships of fantasy baseball for today, or what?
Did you just call Yankees bad beer?
Ultra's a nice beverage.
It's fine.
They're just pricey.
It's
They'll
fine.
Get,
Yeah.
they get the job done.
Yes.
Is what I say. But they are a little pricey today, huh? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Judge,
Yeah,
Stanton,
they're always gonna be
they're
pretty
always a
pricey.
little bit. But they're not like too out of this world crazy.
All right. Let's take a look at some lower owned plays here. Boston's going up against Astros. Righty Jose Urquidy, 4.40 ERA for him. He actually gives up almost a 300 opponent average. So kind of good options here for if you're looking at Boston's bats, right?
Yep. And Boston has been hot lately. It's in Fenway. There's good weather, wind blowing out to left. Urquidy's given up 42% hard contact, 40% fly balls. He's only allowing 1.4 home runs per 9, but with the wind going out today, maybe that's a little bit elevated there.
Moving along to the White Sox going up against the Royals. It's righty Brady Singer who's getting the call up from AAA Omaha for the second game of the doubleheader today. He's also one of LineStar's low projected pitchers for the day. So it could be a favorable matchup for the White Sox here.
Yeah, and the White Sox are another offense. It seems like they're kind of heating up right now. Singer has like a mid-4s FIP, and he's allowing 1.6 home runs per 9. He also has had 6 starts in the minors, 4.2 ERA there, allowed 4 home runs in 19 innings. The one thing that is weird to me, both in the minors and in the majors, he has been worse at home.
That's weird. That is weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Kansas City's a terrible park to...
I mean, yeah, Kauffman Stadium home run suppressor for sure.
Yeah.
But...
So, in the major leagues, he has a 5.36 ERA at home and 4 on the road.
And he hasn't been bad when you look at last year's stuff, but just this year, it's just like he hasn't shined.
I mean, he's allowing 429 slugging to lefties, and 16 of his 23 home runs have been to lefties.
All right. So load up on the White Sox. Any other plays you're looking at today? Other teams, or are they meh as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I kind of like Minnesota as a leverage stack. Houston, they've just been hot lately. They're going against a good pitcher, but, you know, the wind's also blowing out, so I kind of like them as well.
All right. Well, some great plays for you today. Remember to check out our LineStar app or download it. Go to linestarapp.com. Check it out. We have brand new projections, a brand new website. It's looking really nice. We have new ownership. Everything is pretty awesome right now on LineStar, so you can check it out to optimize your lineup to help you win some money in these fantasy contests. Now it is time for our home run calls. Who's going yard today? Who you got?
I am going with Yordan Alvarez. The wind is blowing out in Fenway. Weather is warm. Evaldi has given up 2 home runs per 9. And in 8 at-bats versus Evaldi, Yordan's hitting .833 with 500 ISO. So I think he goes yard today.
Another high exit velocity guy there. I believe he's top 3. You know who else is top 3 in exit velocity?
I think it's your home run call.
Aaron Judge. All rise. He's my home run call for today, going up against Baltimore's righty Spencer Watkins. Now this season, Spencer Watkins is giving up a .322 average, .661 slugging to righty bats. And all 4 home runs that Watkins has given up have been against righties. All right, let's take a look at Aaron Judge. We all know what he's capable of, but he's just been crushing righties. In fact, 8 of his 12 home runs this season have come against righties. He has 6 home runs already in the month of May. Guys, we still have 2 weeks left in the month of May. All rise for Aaron Judge getting a bomb today at Camden Yards.
The man wants to get paid.
He does, and he should.
He should.
All right, now let's take a look at our prop bets for today. And I was leaning hitters today just because it's a meh day for pitchers,
It is a meh day. Yep.
So where are you headed with your
I am still going pitching.
Okay.
And I am going JT Brubaker. Over 4.5 Ks at -138. Last time out versus the Cubs, he had the flu, only went 3 innings, had 44 pitches, but he had 4 Ks. He got pulled essentially because he had the flu. They wanted to take him out. But over the last 5 starts, Brubaker has almost 27% K rate going against the Cubs, who strike out 25% of the time versus righties. So I'm going to say over 4.5 Ks.
All right, there you go. I'm going with a batting prop here, and I'm going Hunter Renfroe, going with the Brew Crew bat. He's going up against lefty Tucker Davidson for the Braves. Now, he's getting the call up for this start. The last time Davidson was up, he got crushed by the Washington Nationals in a relief appearance. So quite simply, I think that Renfroe is going to get to him today. And while his batting stats haven't exactly been there this year, they're kind of down from last year, He has been really good against lefties this season. 1068 OPS is almost double his mark against right-handed pitching. So I'm saying he goes over 1.5 bases. That's at plus 120. So some pretty good value there.
I was looking at him for a home run. I almost picked it.
Great minds think alike.
Yep.
Although I was also looking at Tucker Davidson in terms of strikeouts, because in his minor, he has a really high strikeout rate. Mm-hmm. He just gives up a ton of bombs and home runs and stuff. So I was like, that's kind of intriguing. But the play still is Hunter Renfroe.
Good old Renfroe. The great Hunter Renfroe.
The great Hunter Renfroe. Mm-hmm. All right, let's lastly take a look at some weather conditions. There are some for today. We've got wind blowing out at Fenway Park. I believe you mentioned that earlier. 16 miles an hour as the Red Sox host the Astros. White Sox at Royals Kauffman Stadium. 78 degrees, 24% chance of rain. So this is the second game of a doubleheader. Should be light enough, even if there's some showers to play through. And it actually could miss the stadium altogether, so not much to worry about there. Citi Field Cardinals at Mets. Wind is out to right field, 13 miles an hour. Pirates at Cubs. 20% chance of rain, scattered showers in the area. And Giants Rockies. 17% chance of rain, but should be light showers, if anything, and it should be early, so nothing to worry about there. And we do have that 12-mile-an-hour wind blowing in from center. Might negate some of those harder hit balls. Yeah. Just a slight.
It is 70 degrees, though. So.
And it's still Coors Field. Yeah, 70 degrees. Love those warmer temperatures. It was cold in one of the other ones, I think. Oh, yeah, the Cubs game. So Wrigley Field will be just really wet and miserable and cold. Yeah. So
it'll be Chicago.
Chicago. All right, so that's our projections for today, our prop bets. Be sure to download the LineStar app, follow us on Twitter, and if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit like and subscribe. That way you can keep up with all our crazy videos and all our crazy content, like my drawing video from yesterday's, what was it, National Drawing Day, correct?
National Drawing Day, where you drew yourself with red hair.
I had limited options in the color palette because we only have a few markers here. We'll have to get some new markers. I don't know if that's in the budget, but got to make room for arts and crafts.
I think we can afford it for you.
some arts and crafts. It is still on the refrigerator of our office.
Yes.
Proudly displayed.
It's going to stay there for a little bit.
All right, that's it for today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.